guys, so it's me, Kiani. Today's video is actually going to be in reflection of the previous life that I left behind of corporate America. I know it sounds pretty interesting, right? I actually left corporate America right about 1 year ago, and I'm actually anniversarying my 1 year of being a full-time makeup artist, and this has been a long time coming, but I've actually had a little bit of time to reflect on my life of old and really welcome my life of new. But a lot of the things that I have actually learned about myself and things that I actually reflected on were the crazy mornings that I had when I was trying to be a full-time mom, be a wife, and you know, get the kids dropped off to school, get my coffee, get to work on time, and actually still look polished and professional to work in a corporate environment. So a lot of the tips that I'm going to give you guys are things that actually help me get out of the door, things that I actually keep in my makeup bag as of right now. The products that I actually keep in my bag give me longevity, they give me pigment, ease in application, and very budget conscious. So I want to show you guys what's in my makeup bag. Make sure you comment down below some of your favorite tips and techniques. Without further ado, let's get into this video of what's in my makeup bag. Love you guys. Bye. Going to start this look off by using my Vaseline Rosy Lips. Why? Because nobody wants to have dry lips. Next, I'm going to move into my Idealist Skin Refinisher. This is my primer as well as skincare. This will allow my makeup to stay on top of the skin and stay very pigmented all day long. Next, I'm going to use my Resilience Lift Moisturizer. It's an SPF moisturizer, but it really gives me a lot of collagen and hydration. Next, I'm going to move into my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. Know the amount that you need to use. I'm actually going to squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand and bounce it around my face using a damp beauty blender. Just bounce until you have the fullness of application that you desire. Everyone has their own specific amount that they like, so therefore, know your application process. Next, I'm actually going to set this makeup using my banana powder. This color today is going to be Olive Sand. I'm actually running low on my banana powder, but I found the Infallible Foundation really doesn't need powder, but just out of force of habit, I do tend to use my banana powders to set it and make sure that it lasts all day long. Next, one of my favorite new finds is the NYX Contouring Palette. Just going to dust that along in my normal contouring areas using a Sigma powder brush, and just really put that in the normal contour areas. It really brings the face back to life. And next, I'm actually going to move into a lighter shade, which is a little bit cooler, and contour that nose down. Some people don't have to do this, but for me, it's imperative that I do. I just feel more comfortable and ready to face the day if I use a little bit of contour, honey. Yes, we like to be snatched all day long, and this contouring palette really fits the bill, and the price is impeccable. Next, I'm actually going to add in a step something new that I haven't been doing as of recent, but this is something that I really think would get me an amazing eyeshadow look that would last all day long. I am going to use a little bit of my Lorac Shadow Stay product. Just going to blend that into my lid. Make sure you use the tiniest amount of the product, and this is why. I'm going to use the L'Oreal palette, and this palette is amazing. You can create a smoky eye, you can create a neutral eye, and remember, those of you that are going in the office, don't be afraid to use a smoky eye. You just want to keep it very subtle, but again, you want to be your own personal self to where you feel comfortable, and you know, you're doing it for you, not really for anyone else. So just feel comfortable with the looks that you like, and just really blend out as much as possible. I really like to use a darker shade right on top of the shadow stay. It really allows that pigment to pop. And also, when you're using darker shadows during the day, don't be afraid of that. Just make sure that you blend out properly, because the more pigment that you use, usually the longevity stays a little bit longer, obviously because you applied a little bit more color. Next, I'm actually just going to contour out around the shape of my eye. I just really want to bring in that smoky eye look just a tad bit, and we all have our own specific tips and techniques that we really like to create a smoky eye with, but I really like to create very soft, elegant looks. And obviously, when I'm going into an office, or actually when I'm actually creating a meeting type look, something that's going to be very personable, but it's going to give you a lot of time. Right now, I'm actually going to use the lighter shade and pop a little bit of shimmer on the inserts. And what that does is really opens the eye up. And then, of course, I'm going to polish it off using a little bit of my little black dress by Wet n Wild gel liner. Now, gel liners can be very tricky, so if you don't feel comfortable doing them, make sure that you use your eyeliner that's going to give you longevity. I would probably suggest the L'Oreal Infallible eyeliners. They tend to last all day long. I am going to use a little bit of the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Waterproof Mascara. I do have a lot of clients that mention that they can not find a mascara that is waterproof, that doesn't create clump. This mascara is a little bit more expensive, but it is absolutely amazing. But of course, as us divas do, I do have a lot of clients that don't even fool with the mascara step, that they wear false lashes. So here I have, I've applied a little bit of false lashes, of course, because it's giving me my own personal touch to the look that I like. Next, I'm actually going to create a really soft, even out brow. I like to use my MAC Strut pencil. Make sure that you find a pencil that you really like. I like to use MAC pencils mainly because the application is so precise. After you go in, the only thing about them is once you use the pencil, if you twist it out too much, you can't dial it back down. So make sure that you again know the application process and how much you like to use. Then I actually use the MAC brow gel. I brush my brows up, and this gives them a little bit more of a highlighting effect, almost as if I've had them tinted. And I just really like to use the tiniest amount and blend that all the way through the eyebrow. And then of course I just grab a spoolie and just brush my brows back up just to make sure that they're nice and groomed. Of course, you see right now I'm going back with the gel liner, because what I've actually found is once you apply your lashes, once that gel liner has dried from the previous application, you can tell if it's going to bleed, if the line was not as straight, and you can really precision it out. If your hand is super straight with your first application, you can actually skip that step. Next, I'm actually going to grab one of my newest favorite highlighters. This is the Becca Opal. And I'm just going to pop a little bit more on the insert of the eye. It just really enhances and brightens that eye area a little bit more. Obviously, I've already done this step once before, but again, sometimes after you've completed the process and you're fine-tuning, you really need to go back and precision out. As I'm doing right now with the NYX powder, I'm actually using a little bit of the yellow powder and just creating a little bit more of a highlight effect right through the T-zone area, right underneath my eyes, to catch any fallout that may have landed in the application process. Make sure that your contour is very snatched and everything is nice and blended. And of course, every girl needs a blush. This e.l.f. blush palette is amazing because it has the lightest pinks, it has a little bit more of a coral, it has a little bit of a brown undertone. Of course, use blush, girls. There's nothing wrong with using blush. And then of course you want to highlight. So I'm going to contour, blush, highlight, just to make sure that face is nice and snatched all the way around. And then of course, throw in your favorite shade of lip. Right now I'm actually using my NYX Lip Matte, and this shade is called Tea Rose. It's amazing. I love this shade, and there you have the finalized look. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to leave your comments down below. Any other tips and techniques that you think us other girls would like to hear from you. I love to hear from you guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at love_Kiani. You'll see who I'm applying these tips and techniques to. Otherwise, guys, until next time, we'll love you. Hugs and kisses. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.